a dream, dear, of you.
So the Kate Smith Music Award is one of the highlights of the Rotary year for me. We started it in 1994. Bill Stowe was the one that started it. We've given the award out, as you can see, 27 times since 1994, including my daughter got it in 2005. And this year, I was lucky to participate in the committee at the high school where we chose this year's 2020 Kate Smith Music Award recipient, Annie Smith. And part of that committee includes Taylor Prosper, who we just saw earlier, and Emily Kukula, and Connie Hammaker, the school counselor. Tammy Casey is also part of that committee. She didn't participate this year, but hopefully in the future, she will participate in the committee that meets to discuss and pick. And what we're doing is we're picking the person that the committee feels contributed more than anyone else to the music, both vocal and instrumental, chorus, band, school shows, and everything else. Any made more contribution than any other student. So it's quite an honor. And congratulations to Annie Smith. Maybe, and before we go to the actual presentation of the award, I was wondering if everybody knows who Kate Smith is and why we're doing this award. And I asked John Huntlinger if he could mention Kate Smith's relationship to Lake Placid, because John did know her on a personal basis. I don't know how many people in our club actually met Kate Smith when she was in Lake Placid.
Okay, well, a lot of you have heard some of this before. And if you're not familiar with Kate Smith, she was a very popular singer in the 30s and 40s, 50s, into the 60s. During that era, she was very active during the war effort during World War II. She was very down to earth, and she wasn't really apparently a trained singer, but she had this natural ability and this sort of personality that sort of captured people's interest and attention, and especially at some difficult times in our history. And she had a camp in Lake Placid. I don't know how she came to Lake Placid, and others may be more familiar, but she had a camp on Lake Placid that was called Camp Sunshine. It's still called Camp Sunshine. It's on Buck Island in the First Strait. And a lot of you are probably familiar with that. I'm sure Krista is she probably goes by there every day on the way to work. She had a radio show, and she ended up actually doing her radio show from one of the boathouses at the camp. I don't remember that was sort of, before my time, but I came to know her for a couple of standpoints. One, she was a member of St. Agnes Parish, and so we used to see her at church. And she was friendly with my mother in particular, and my mother had made a comment about I had just turned 14, and how I was looking for work. I couldn't find work, and she said, "Well, he could work in my camp," which this was one summer. Her caretaker was John Viscomi. Many of you knew Laura Viscomi, her husband John, who was very active in the youth ski jumping group here in town. But anyway, he was the caretaker. I worked for him for one summer, and she was there at the site. Very personable, very good cook. Used to make cheesecake, and it was a wonderful cheesecake. Anyways, and she was very close to several families in town. There was a shop on Main Street called the Lavender Shop, run by a woman named Flora Donovan, and Kate Smith used to visit, hang out at the back of the shop. So if you were on Main Street and wandering through and going browsing in shops, you undoubtedly would see Kate Smith sitting at the back of the shop, and she liked that. She was very low key, unassuming, not socially active at all, but did was very close to her friends. I never heard anybody call her Kate. It was always Catherine. I don't ever think I ever remember somebody calling her Kate. But anyway, and then we, Bill Stowe, who was one of our founding members of this club, he loved Kate Smith, and we had an Ironman aid station down on the River Road, and Bill was convinced that nothing would energize and get the runners more enthusiastic as they ran by than Kate Smith music. So he would blast Kate Smith music. Well, it was a different era and a different generation. So let's just say that, at that point in time, the runners were happier with, 9 Inch Nails and Pearl Jam but not Kate Smith. But he was consistent that we have this award for Kate Smith in Kate Smith's honor, and he really, and some of the other members enthusiastically got behind it at that time, and here we are today.
Well, thank you, John. That's great.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to turn the meeting over now to Emily Kukabata, but she's the instrumental music teacher at the high school who will then introduce Annie. So Emily, you're on.
Thank you. So as Randy said, we try to find a student who's really contributed to the music program throughout their years at the high school. So this year we decided to go with Annie. She's a student that I have taught in band for 4 years. She was one of my first freshmen, and now she's a senior. She's been in band for 4 years, playing the oboe, and joined jazz band playing piano, but she's also a huge part of chorus as well. She's been in chorus for the past 4 years. She does women's ensemble. She's always ready to go, help out wherever they need, playing the national anthem, singing the national anthem in 10-degree weather, for the 40th anniversary of the Olympics, all sorts of things. She's been in the musicals, is always one of the bigger parts in the musicals in Lake Placid, and has been a part of the performing arts and Pendragon as well. So Annie is all over the place, performing musically, singing, playing, everything. She's going to Fredonia next year for English, and I know she wants to try and still do some form of music, keep in touch with the music side of her while going off to school there. So she's been a pleasure to teach for the past 4 years, and I just can't wait to see what she does in the future. Every year, so we have our Kate Smith plaque that hangs up in the school. Annie, there's an extension because we've had so many winners that Annie's name will be put on, and it'll be put up in the foyer in the middle school, high school at Lake Placid. So with that, I will turn it over for Annie, and she's going to perform
Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Early each day to the steps of St. Paul, the little old bird woman comes. In her own special way, to the people she calls, come, buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. Their young ones are hungry, their nests are so bare, all it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies.
Beautiful.
To sing something a cappella like that is just incredible. What a talented person. I did want to just say behind every great student at the high school are great parents. And I don't know if Favor or Betsy Smith are her parents are. Oh, there's somebody. There's Betsy. Hi. Congratulations to you.
Dad.
I'm here as well, Favor.
Hey, Favor. Congratulations, because you guys must have done a great job, because she's a real success. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, we
I
appreciate
think
very much.
maybe next week, Ernie Stretton is going to sing something a cappella for her. And I have the privilege of getting to you this envelope. When I get it, next time I will figure out how to get it to you. And in this envelope is a check for $1,000 that we hope that you will use for some of your college expenses.
Thank
Because
you.
there are going to be lots. We'll also have this for you to hang on your wall somewhere.
I'll be sure to bring it with me. Thank you so much.
So congratulations, that was wonderful.
Could we just take a minute, Randy? Sorry. And thank Tammy Casey, Emily Kukufka, and Taylor Prosper for attending and supporting this wonderful student.
Thank you,
Well
Martha.
Yep.
Thank you.